Actively highlighting his profile and images, zooming into faces, and identifying persons brings attention to personal details that wouldn't normally be so widely seen. It turns a private individual into a public target. He is actively digging for anything that could identify the person. His crew member managed to identify something recognizable and the location that particular thing is in.
He's in front of that's in that. Is that right? Yeah, it's at that.
This shifts it from casual browsing to an invasive search for personal details. And Ethan is indirectly suggesting to his audience to investigate further. Even without explicitly telling them to harass the person, it often leads to harassment or threats, which is just what happened. Here is a lovely DM he received from somebody.
So shout out to Ethan Klein that my mom, who is an art teacher at an impoverished public school, has to deal with this shit. You are truly the morally superior YouTuber.
See, the power imbalance here also creates a culture of fear. The person who just doxed has below 200 followers, just an average person. Ethan has millions of followers on a variety of platforms. When someone like Ethan calls attention to a regular person like him, the regular person faces unprecedented levels of harassment they're completely unprepared for. At the end of the day, criticism, especially from a random person online, does not justify exposing their identity or opening them up to mass harassment. Ethan has countless ways to respond that don't involve punching down at someone who lacks the same platform, protection, and influence.
Harassment that me and Eli are receiving is just genuinely comparable.
Ethan constantly fights for silencing his critics and for the removal of free speech. One incident took place when Ethan Klein decided that he had enough of the H3Snark subreddit. r/H3Snark is a community on Reddit dedicated to criticizing and discussing Ethan Klein and the H3H3 podcast. It focuses on calling out hypocrisy, controversies, and questionable behavior by Klein and his podcast crew. Members of the subreddit often analyze his statements, business practices, and legal disputes, sometimes with a critical or sarcastic tone. Can you find hateful comments on there? Probably. But you know where I found tons of hateful comments without even having to scroll down much? This place. This freedom of discussing such topics would soon come to an end when Ethan posted this on his Instagram story.
I can't wait till I find out who the snarkers are, because I'm going to sue them.
He threatened to sue the mods of the subreddit, claiming defamation and harassment.
Listen, guys, at this point, you're totally fucking. Here's the thing. There's a subpoena that's going to come. You can't erase your data. Even if you didn't log in, we're going to get your IP address. We're going to find out your information. We have forensic, digital. It's all part of a lawsuit.
Saying it was a happy birthday cone on is crazy. It's just like, it's cartoonish. Like, we're going to do forensic data analysis to figure out who has ever said a mean word about me. It's a crazy thing.
Suit that's going to drop in about 3 weeks.
What is this? I saw a clip that made me feel really sad about the path Ethan decided to go down instead of following what he says in the clip.
I don't want to talk about this whole conflict anymore, really, at all. And I'm frankly also thinking about putting something that I need to discuss with his song. I do feel like I'm probably going to pause leftovers for the time. You know?
Okay.
Because you know what I mean? I don't want to talk about it anymore. That's it. And it sounds like a lot of y'all don't want me to talk about it. So with all that being said, I shall go suffer at home in silence with worms infecting my fucking eye socket. And I will just sit at home and stare at the wall in silence.
I think one of the craziest parts about this is that if he unironically stopped talking about Israel, like completely, if he was just like, I can't do this. You are the most deluded human in existence. I hope your downturn continues, Buck. Thanks, Buck. If a perfect victim confronted him, would it be enough to break through? No, I don't think so. My man said bucko, dude. That's crazy. Up yours, woke moral. Anyway, if he had unironically stopped talking about Israel and like tuned that shit out and just went back to goofs and gaffs, I'm sure that he wouldn't have kept getting pushback from his audience that were obviously at odds with what he was saying and were tuning in, expecting him to basically change his trajectory and his commentary on the map. But instead he just kept doubling down, KFC double down style. And it's just like, look at this. Look. What happened? Did Asmongold just sign off or something? Is that what's going on? Or the rape apologist who thinks America deserved 9/11. How's your boyfriend Luffy doing? It's like awesome.
That you guys are going to love. I cannot wait. I am so excited. I am giddy to share this with you guys.
But let's be real. This isn't about justice. It's about troll. Legal intimidation isn't a new tactic.
Wait, we're getting a bunch of fucking silly comments. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. No, nothing. Usually when I get a new flow of comments coming in from a place, it's either Asmongold or Ethan Klein, but it doesn't seem like he's made. What in the actual? Oh, he did. Never mind. 109,000 views 47 minutes ago. Oh, no. Sue him, really. Hassan is just angry that Luffy is no longer in One Piece. Just sue him. Problem. Yeah. Okay. There it is. Like fucking clockwork. The moment that I see like insane shit, of people being like, honestly, you're fucking terror loving piece. I know that like someone made a video. Might have been Eismangol, might have been, but somebody out there made a video and uploaded it, and then those guys watched the two video and immediately came in to be like, I'll show you. Let me tell you, I'll freaking show you.
For Ethan. These are average Reddit users like you and me. Imagine being so insecure about internet criticism that you'd rather use your money and legal team to shut people up instead of just ignoring it, or maybe reflecting upon it. How many random Reddit users have the resources to fight a lawsuit? Ethan Klein, a millionaire, knows this. Even if these lawsuits don't hold up in court, just the threat of legal fees and harassment is enough to silence critics. The type of environment this cultivates is one similar to countries led by dictatorships. Abusing by silencing critics through censorship and intimidation ensures control over the narrative and creates an environment of fear and obedience. He calls out everyone associated with his so-called enemy. People correcting him? That's a no-go in Ethan's world. How dare Ludwig make a correction on a sloppy mistake in Ethan's content nuke video?
Ethan posted a meme screenshot and reversed the order of events. Phone Destiny fan confirmed. What a lapdog.